Hey, this is Brett, and today I'd like to walk through some changes or problems that a friend of mine has seen on his Google Plus feed. Dave Courvoisier. He's got a feed here on Google Plus, and you'll notice that on a couple of the blog articles that were submitted to his Google Plus feed, the same image, this Mighty Deals image, is showing up on the website. And we're trying to figure out why the correct image wasn't present here. And so we were looking into it, and we've seen something similar in Facebook. On Facebook, if you have a blog article that has an image that has dimensions less than 200 pixels wide and 200 pixels tall, Facebook will ignore that image and will go to the most recent image in your feed, the list of your other blog articles, that might have an image of the appropriate dimensions. If it doesn't find any, it doesn't include an image. If it finds an old article that has a large enough image, it will put that image in with your article. So we were wondering, what's the rule for Google Plus? And I wasn't able to find anything specific in this case, but I did find a couple things that put me on the right path. There's an article on postcron.com, and it points out that there are some shared image dimensions that the Google Plus feed uses. The feed itself is going to be 360 by 360, but a shared image that goes into the feed could be 497 by 373, and depending on how that's run, in a responsive situation, it could enlarge that image and spread it out into something larger. It's not a definitive guide, and it doesn't mention this juggling of images, so I wanted to look into things a little bit more. So one of the articles was, "Are you managing your content?" And I pulled that article up, and I wanted to take a look at what was going on. Now, this is on a WordPress site, and if I go in and look at the dimensions of the image that are displayed on the article, I can see that they are 264 by 133. And this could be important, if I look at the original image. Now, the original image would be the image that Dave uploaded into his site. WordPress may have chosen to display a different version of that size within the blog article itself. So he uploaded an image that was 395 by 200, and either Dave edited that down to make it a little bit smaller to fit in the article, or WordPress did. Can happen either way, sort of depends on the theme. But ultimately the image that is displayed is 264 by 133. In either case, both those images have a dimension less than 500 pixels, or maybe 497 pixels. I'm not sure where the cutoff is, but I think that's significant. As we see here, here's the image shown in the article. If I then look at the article with the Mighty Deals image, and this was from a couple days earlier, this image shown in the article itself has a width of 190 by 85. That actually looks smaller in the blog article, but the original image that was loaded up by Dave into WordPress, into the media library in WordPress, has dimensions of 501 by 225. And I believe that's what's triggering this image to be pulled by the Google Plus feed and displayed on the articles that are subsequently published on Google Plus. So let's go back through here and take a look at a couple other things. We'll notice as we go through here, all of these are mostly blog articles on Dave's feed. Some of these don't have images at all, and that's partly because these articles have images that are, I believe, too small. They don't meet the minimum width requirement of 500 pixels or so, and there were no other articles in Dave's feed that Google Plus could pull from. He's got lots of blog articles, but I believe Google Plus is only going back 10 or 20 articles within the feed. And so if any of the recent articles don't have an image large enough either, then it'll be posted on the Google Plus without an image like these were. And then eventually Dave came through and made this post about Mighty Deals. That did have an original image that was 501 pixels that met the cutoff. And for some reason, that was on August 20th. And then the next two articles he published on the 21st and on the 22nd didn't have images that were large enough, and so Google went back and pulled the most recent one from Mighty Deals. Then eventually additional articles were published, and they must have had images as well. And we'll go ahead and take a look at one of these and see if we can find out. pull that article up, and we'll go in and, oops, it's still loading a little bit. We'll edit that article to view the image and find out if this one that did show up on Google Plus actually had dimensions that Google was happy with, which might sort of confirm our rule. Now, the image that was displayed was only 208. Let's take a look at that original image. It was 238. So that doesn't fit the rule either. It's a bit of a mystery to me at this point. I think there is something to that larger image concept, but I don't know the answer myself. I can't quite tell. So something came through and made these work and knocked this out, but I can't quite see what that is. If anybody on YouTube has run into this problem with Google Plus and images, I'd definitely like your feedback. I'd appreciate it very much. And if anybody else has run into a better article or an additional article, this is a great little guide here on Postcron for social media images in general. It just doesn't specifically mention the feed aspect of this. It talks a little bit about the images getting posted, but it doesn't mention this feed rule. So if anybody out there knows, we'd love to get your perspective or your insights or your wisdom gained, and be happy to return some sort of favor if you've got that information. Thank you much.